What is going on, Cigar Club family? Welcome to another episode here on the Cigar Club podcast. It's an exciting day anytime we get to invite one of our beloved brands that we carry at Cigar Club into the podcast. And today is round two because we tried this one time at TPE and we had some failures on the technical side of things. I'm not going to name any names, Ramsey. But anyway, no, that was just a jab. We've got the Bocock. there comes Ramsey to just take me out. We've got the Bocock brothers here, Bryant and Doug Bocock from Bocock Cigars, as well as the Palette Prince, David Pugh, joining us for this incredible interview episode. Bryant, Doug, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. And you mentioned you're not going to name any names, but I do want to know, because we were on a roll. I had maybe a couple of whiskeys. It was like 2 p.m., and I was feeling good. Now I'm completely sober, but we'll try this again to see how it works out.
I'm confident you guys can still bring the same energy, and we'll get to fact check you on your stories now. If you were just bullshitting the whole time, now we're going to know.
It seems like an eternity, though, from the initial...
Doesn't it?
It does. We were just launching our brand at the TPE conference. We were getting to meet all the people. We met you guys out there.
Yep.
You fast forward 6 months, and it feels like an eternity. It really does.
Many things have changed since we last spoke, and that's
like
really
what?
Exciting. Well, we were just getting off with CigarClub first round, and then we were waiting to see if there were more reorders. But let me tell you, the impact I've seen is it's been tremendous, and we want to thank everyone. You guys send boxes to many folks around the country, and the feedback, the beauty of the box, the rebranding, everything. You were in the process of that. I remember, and it's just been absolutely beautiful. So congrats to you guys on such a wonderful job in sending those out.
Yeah,
man, thank you guys.
You were a lot more approachable then, Dave. Now, we can't get a hold of you. You're so busy. So you seem to have scaled the next level status of a celebrity now, almost, right?
I don't know if it's status or just overcommitments from all the stuff we do every day. Yeah. But I'll take status. All 12 people listening to this probably would agree with me. Including my wife. I love you. Anyway, no, listen, it's always good to chat with you guys. There's a certain energy, I think, when we're talking with you or we see you or we have you on the show. There's an energy that you guys bring and a passion for this industry. And that's kind of what we want to unfold today and talk about and get to know you both, Bryant, Doug, beyond just cigars. I want to hear about your golf game because I've recently got into golf. I want to hear about the factory. I want to hear about a lot of things. But first, the primary thing I want to hear about is, what are you smoking?
Okay. I'm smoking the Habano. This is my favorite cigar. Brian, are you smoking the same?
I'm smoking the Habano.
Bocock Brothers World Traveler Habano. This is our workhorse.
Look at that.
Oh, is that what you're smoking as well?
I was featured on your...
the Corona.
On your previous Cigar Club box. So it was... we had tremendous amounts of folks sending us posts from all over the country. So we're really excited. That's what we're smoking right now. It's just a well-balanced cigar. It's just delicious all around. So
yeah, absolutely.
I love the Habano.
We just, our portfolio, as you know, is one that is, it's not a strength related portfolio. It's more of a flavor portfolio. And of course, we got into the business because we really just enjoyed a good tasting tobacco, and we felt like we and the market needed it. And it's funny because what we see now in the market from new sort of craft cigar companies is precisely just that. So we thought we were kind of hey, let's just go in with flavor, but we've seen others in the market do the same, and hats off to them, because these craft companies, which you guys obviously feature and help promote in the market, have had a good position out there because of the fact that it's just delicious, and they spend the time finding the right blends And that's kind of what we did with this initial blend was listening to everybody's
beautiful
sort of content, what they wanted, and then we decided to come out with these 3 very powerful, from a taste profile standpoint, cigars, right? The Connecticut, the Habano, the mid Habano, and then of course the Maduro, which has that Nicaraguan, blend into it. So, but today we decided to do the. There we go.
That's the Maduro right there.
I was just about to get to you, Pew. Give us the what are you smoking, Pew? He flashed to the camera, but tell the people at home.
Flashed to the camera, people that aren't watching, and I'm smoking the Bocock World Traveler Maduro, and I have it paired with a wonderful breakfast stout beer.
Ooh.
It's hot out here. It's refreshing. It's got actual
a stout
donuts.
Is refreshing?
Oh, it's got donuts in it. It's got coffee. It's got some maple syrup. It's cold in a cold glass, cooling me off, although the glass is now completely warmed up. But fantastic. This smoke go-to Maduro. Multiple times have I wanted like a good late-night cigar after dinner, something a little bit sweeter, a little bit more earthy undertones. Absolutely love it, and I knew it would pair well with this beer.
Yeah, we. I don't know if you brothers know this, but when Pew first started with us, one of his first cigar assignments.
The very first cigar assignment.
Tell him, Pew. Just walk him through it.
Dave sends me a little care package. Real excited. 7 days after I start, I have the timestamp, March 8th. I sit down to do my very first homework assignment, which was smoke through the World Traveler collection. Took notes on it. So Bocock holds a very special spot in my heart in my journey with Cigar Club. First homework assignment. And haven't looked back since. And it's just great to revisit those and kind of just remember that the story behind it for me personally, and kind of kickstarted my journey with Cigar Club.
I think it would be really cool, Doug and Brian, if you guys could give everyone a little bit of a brief synopsis on how you fell into, maybe not fell, but intentionally, how you walked into this industry, into cigars, what your story and background is, and kind of conclude with how you launched the first 3 blends. And I know both myself and Pew have a lot of questions about new stuff you have coming out and all these different pieces, but give us a little bit of the behind the scenes on the Bocock Brothers, which is a very new brand.
I went to Honduras. I was working in the hospitality industry, and I needed to do something else, so I went back to my home country, back to Honduras. Started a venture with the brothers, with Doug and a few other brothers, and we built a rooftop, I would say, event center club, and we needed to make ends meet. So we were doing well, we were doing okay, but in a third world country, you got to find all the avenues, the revenue streams that you can. So,
yep.
2 hours away in a really rocky road with lots of seems like meteorites fell from space and landed on those roads to Danlí. Is one of the finest tobaccos you can find anywhere, and so I decided, why the hell not? Let's open up a humidor here in this club, and let's get rolling. So we started selling Cubans, Dominicans, and Nicaraguan, all sorts of cigars from everywhere, and we just became so fascinated with everything, so good at selling them. We loved the taste profiles. This is back in 2012.
Wow.
And then
vintage.
And so 2012, goes by, and we even had our own cigar, blend for the actual club itself, and just started doing small batches on our own, just kind of trying things out
for the Honduran market. Keep that in mind, right? Small market.
Mm-hmm. Small market,
mostly U.S. embassy folks, because the culture of cigar smoking really is bigger in the U.S. than it is even in our countries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, folks there don't grow up smoking cigars, although we have huge plantations of cigars there. They don't sit there and think, oh, let me just find a good cigar. It's not how it works. So we just said, hey, let's go ahead and work with what we have here. This is fantastic. And we had enough of a market with all the military folks, because there's a big U.S. embassy. There's a U.S. military base in Honduras. And of course, those guys were frequenters, and that's what really kept their lights on for a while, right? Is all the U.S. military personnel, the embassy. I'm sure a few CIA folks used to sneak in there.
One of them was the roller.
They actually thought I was a spy. True story.
Did they really?
Yeah, because they're like, "What's this guy doing here with a what's your story?" So they before they have to vet you before they allow any of those guys to come over. But we were approved. We were all, it was all great times, and it's just, we had many of the cigar makers come in, or many of the big guys come do some promotions there. We would do evenings at the rooftop and things of that nature. So it's not like, so a lot of love came into this, since back then. It's not like I just, let me just open up, do cigars. No, this. Mm-hmm. Since 2012, we started the blends, and this just came as a hobby at first, and something that we were passionate for.
Right.
Fast forward, we came back to the U.S. and I was still flying back and forth, just doing this as a hobby. But it took me since that time, 2012, all the way up to last year when we first launched to really finalize and get these 3 blends right to where we wanted them.
I want to mention that point in time as well. The club, it was just, it didn't have success after a while. So, we lost all our money. It was a tough time for us. Brian came to the U.S. I was already back in the U.S. Yeah. And we just had no idea how we were going to make ends meet, even for Brian at that point. That was a really tough time.
I was actually on his couch, after...
Wow.
Doing it big. After living like Gatsby, I was at his couch.
So were either of you cigar smokers prior to bringing them in? I think it was Club 360, if I remember the name correctly?
Oh, yeah. So memories. We started smoking at Club 360.
So you guys went into it straight blind.
Very much so.
Wow.
We thought this was going to make some money for, to help pay for the rent, and we knew that we could do something with it, right? And so we started that venture and started smoking cigars there. So we started trying to, the Rocky Patels, a Connecticut 1999, which I absolutely fell in love with because I didn't know much about cigars, and that's a perfect cigar, obviously, to start with. And then, of course, we migrated to the Cohibas, and we had Cohiba Vejiques over there, and all these flavors. It was amazing because we had all the folks. Rocky would come out there as well, and we met a lot of the good folks, and we were taught a lot. And of course, Brian's the one that kept the passion flowing, because I'm sitting here, guys, I'm very pragmatic. It's cool to have a hobby, but I'm married, right? So I need to pay my rent. I was living in Houston in Midtown at the time. And so I'm like, Brian, just find a job. He's like, no, I want to try to, create these cigars. I have this passion. I was like, Brian, you don't even have a freaking apartment, man. He's a balloon, right? So I got to bring him down. I'm very, but I knew there was something there. And I said, Brian, he's like, I'm doing it with or without you. And I'm sitting there.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm sitting there.
Yeah, you're good.
Out of this opportunity. I love cigars too. Maybe one day we'll make money. And this, it took 5-6 years from that day, and he started doing. He did the entire FDA process all by himself. He didn't call lawyers for the patenting. He did it all himself while I was working at the steamship line and logistics. And anyways, a lot of tears, sweat, and effort came in to begin marketing these in the U.S. Fast forward that to January 1st, 2021, right after the pandemics, when we brought our first shipment into the United States for market. And
the thing with doing cigars out of Honduras compared to different countries is how difficult it is to do business in Honduras.
Why is that?
I was recently in Esteli, and I'll tell you why. You go to Esteli, and you will find a factory after factory after factory all over the place, right? And you can go there and you can say, I want to blend and I want to do this. We did like the reverse, of all that, and it's basically I didn't even know. Had I known Nicaragua was that easy, I would have started Nicaraguan. I didn't know. Listen, nobody told me anything. I did it because of the love. So I went and found, the guy that does the rings, right? The marketing part.
The bands.
The box guy. That's one of the box guys. I had to find the rollers. We would go into the Plasencia factory and go in a pickup truck and take what we can. The
Scrapping it all together.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy at the beginning because you have to factor those three individuals: the ring maker, the box maker, and the rollers, right? The cigar makers. You have to put those three together and make sure that none of them dies, right? Make sure.
Yep. We're in the middle of COVID, right? Keep that in mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Make sure that they're loyal. Make sure that they work with you. So one of those drops out, you're done. So it's just very it's a wild ride. It's been incredible, but the bond that we have with these guys, the love, the daily phone calls, it's absolutely amazing. And I wouldn't switch it. I wouldn't had I known now, I would still go that way because it's been absolutely amazing. And you learn so much with these guys.
Correct. Yeah. And of course, we're both Honduran, right, David and Dave? And so, it would be tough for us to begin our portfolio with something other than Honduran. So we knew we had to, for a credibility standpoint, bring it back to our home country because, this is creating a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunities there. We give back to the community like crazy. I don't think we've made a penny. We hope. But it's going to be a long ride. We really want to give back. We've done golf tournaments down there. We can get into that, Dave. I know that's part of and we can get a segment into that. But it's just been great. And I've been really kind of piggybacking off of Brian because he's got more time than me, and he gets to get out to Honduras. He doesn't have a girlfriend and doesn't have any children. Or actually, you may have. Oh, yeah. Well, sorry. You're not married and you don't have any children. I apologize. And that's different, right? And
of course, there is a girlfriend. There is
this is not a Match.com.
No children that I know of.
That he knows of.
There could be a Danley.
And speaking about that love and really kind of bringing it back to the community and everything, you really pick that up, right? If you don't follow Bocock Brothers on social media, certainly do. You give back the local golf tournaments that you do, the social media posts that you take at events with people that are buying your cigars, smoking your cigars. Not only do you see it on social media, but you also get it in the cigars as well. Like I said, this was my first homework assignment, so I am a very biased individual when it comes to Bocock. But you certainly get it every time you pick up the cigar, you smoke it. You can feel that love, that passion from the bands to the boxes to the guys themselves.
Yeah, you really can. I'm excited to hear about some of these new travels to Esteli, Bryant, because I know you guys have been working on some things. You've been kind of teasing out some releases of pieces. But before we get into that, I want to know about the golf game of the Bocock brothers. I've recently picked up golf about, 3 months ago. So it's not pretty. It's actually horrific. I got to play at like a really nice PGA course, a TPC course here in Cincinnati.
Humble brag.
And it was terrible for me. It was humiliating. I was terrified to hit anything off the fairway because they were nicer than any green I'd played on before. And I'm like, I'm going to rip these things to pieces. You guys should never have let me step foot in this place. So I like to play public courses for now till I can get to that point. I'm a few lessons away, maybe a year away from coming to Houston to play with you guys. But a lot of your outdoor adventure, especially on social media, centers around the game of golf. And obviously a lot of people smoke cigars when they golf. And I just kind of want to know about that connection with you guys. Are you both avid golfers? Why that market? What have you found with it? Talk to me about the charities. Just let's talk golf for a second.
Community in Honduras. And so that's had a huge impact on us. Our dad didn't pay for our golf lessons or anything like that. We would just grab a club or two and from a friend's dad and just go hit the balls wherever we could. We didn't pay the green fees, but the love for that community is what brought us into the game of golf. And our first golf tournament was in Honduras, the first one that we officially sponsored. It was something that we did to support that community because it was in the brink of disappearing, of being sold. We lost a school. We lost many people due to COVID and due to the hurricane. So it was heavily impacted. And it's not like the U.S. where things recover quickly. It takes decades for a small community like that. So we wanted to do something and show the people in that community that that you can as well. We don't live there anymore, but if everybody puts a little bit of effort, they can do something. And I'll tell you what.
Wow. Yeah.
We the highest amount of people that played at that course at one time was maybe 48. We were able to bring it up to 150 players.
Wow.
The roads were blocked. It was like a carnival. It was something insane. We sponsored two young children that actually, they caddy for us. They're caddies. They do that. They're 15, 16 years old, and their dream is to play. So what we did is we gave them the opportunity to play with the people with the pros, right? With the people with the members. And they were in tears. They were,
and they won it, and they won their category.
Yeah, they won.
And
man,
that's
and
awesome.
They were good.
And we were pulling for them so hard, guys. We were like, please, this guy, and they won their categories, and we were absolutely just, of course, they had all our gear. They were so proud. We have, of course, we have the hats, and we wanted to make sure we did that for them. And of course, when somebody opens up a new shop with our Bocock brothers, as a thank you, we give them the hat. I think that's been a really cool little marketing thing. But that hat represents really just, not just, hey, you're doing business with us, but you're helping a community back there in Honduras, because we're doing this every year. And we now have a list of folks that want to go in. We have a pro out in Frisco, Texas, over at Industrial Cigars, one of the sons there.
Yeah.
He's a pro. He wants to get out there and maybe have a pro down. We've never seen a pro down in Honduras at this golf course, right? So we're going to bring that passion and all that down to Honduras for next year's tournament and continue it and do it that way. But yeah, we have, of course, the entire line, right? The hats, the balls, the shirts. And it's cool. It's cool swag. It's cool marketing. But it's more than that to us. It's helping a community. And Brian and I are not really good golfers. You'll see one day. We really aren't. We love it. As a matter of fact, we barely played when we got there. We were just taking pictures with the photographer. We were just posing a little bit, shaking hands, handing out cigars. That's what you'll see us. We did that Gary Sinise Foundation.
We did it for the Gary Sinise Foundation.
Part of it, right?
ICC, Industrial Cigars, at their Hack Fest. They do that once a year.
That sounds like something I would be a part of.
Oh yeah. You don't have to be good. David, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to be good. You just have to have a passion. You want to be out there with the boys. It's a camaraderie.
Yeah, that's me.
You light up 4 or 5 cigars, have some whiskey.
That's me.
Look at the
lose as many golf balls as you bring.
This is, to me, what golf is all about.
I agree.
I'll
take some hacks. If it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If not, let's just keep moving forward.
Just drop it on the next spot. Yeah, it's funny. I grew up on a golf course, and I had the same thing where we would just go out. A couple buddies worked at the pro shop, so we'd grab some golf carts, and as things were slower, go play 8 holes. Terrible at golf. I like going to like a Top Golf. Speaking of Houston, I went to the Top Golf Houston one. First time I went to Top Golf. It's a blast. Just hitting the balls is so much fun. But
you can't smoke at Top Golf.
No, you can't. We need to get that changed. But no, Dave, that hackathon.
Nobody go to Top Golf.
That sounds like a perfect excuse to tear up some fairways and hopefully not the greens.
I think we need to do some type of super amateur golf tournament up here in Cincinnati with the Bocock brothers. That's what it sounds like to me personally.
I agree.
You know what? I think that you've got something there. And then, Dave, we've talked about at TPE, we talked about our celebrity guest, which is also an LSU alumni, which is my school. And you said you would look into trying to get him.
I'm still working on Uncle Joe Burrow, baby.
Okay, you remember who it was, right?
I remember. I'm still trying to work these leads. I kind of hunker down in front of the practice. They practice like 4 minutes from our office downtown, and I'm always doing this number.
All right.
Where's he at? I always have this box in my car, ready to rock. If I
Love
see
it.
Joe, if I see this person,
Yeah.
I'll tell you one. This is what he's smoking first, especially in this with this band.
Yes.
Absolutely. And this person, David, so that you know, and all our listeners, is Joe Burrow, right? He smoked that cigar when he won the LSU championship. And then, of course, the Bengals could win it all. He's looking fantastic. So maybe, and I'm a Saints fan, but I'm pulling
I'm a Steelers fan, so I'm going to go that they're not going to win it all. But I'm all about Joe being successful. I'm a Joe Burrow fan, but I hate the Bengals. But I like him. I'm a fan.
As an Auburn fan and an alum, I do say I enjoy Joe. I do enjoy Joe.
And I'm a Gator fan, too. So I've never been able to like him at a team he's at, but I've always still liked him.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I appreciate the talent,
For sure. Dave, we're going to have some chats about that Auburn LSU game this year. I didn't know that. But whatever. We'll talk about
I was ready. I was hoping LSU would come up. Now, I have to. Is the gold, or the purple band of the Habano, is that directly in kind of homage to LSU?
Just so Pew knows if he needs to stop smoking.
Yeah, I'll take the band off next time.
That's why we can make an Auburn band. Brian's good friends with the band maker down in Honduras, so we can do whatever.
Perfect.
And that's a beautiful
We
thing.
talk every day.
That's a beautiful thing about what we can do. We've done also kind of minimums for golf tournaments. So we're in the oil and gas industry as well here, right? We also kind of work in that space. So we've had a lot of support from that community. And of course, they like to get creative with, hey, can we do a band for this particular oil company or that? And we say, hey, yeah, absolutely. We get out there and we send them boxes, or we go depending on how much they want. And we support that community here in Houston. So it's part of what we do as well. We do a lot of the golf tournaments. And typically we like to do charity golf tournaments because it's just a lot better for us. We feel there's you're giving back to the community. So, yeah, golf is
Absolutely.
a huge part of what we do. It's a big market for us. And, of course, Houston has a lot of golf courses, a lot of good golf courses. The weather's not as pretty as other places, so you can only really play decent golf with good weather for about 3 months out of the year. And this is it now. So we're taking full advantage of the beautiful weather that we have today here in Houston.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So
And this works very well. We've been told that we know, but we've also been told it's the perfect cigar for golf. It just is. The construction is impeccable. The factory, Raidel and his team take incredible passion and a lot of time to ensure that these cigars burn right, and they have a fantastic draw. So that's something about our cigars that people really enjoy.
So I'm holding a cigar that I got from one of you guys a few months back, which looks something like this. It's a long Lancero. It's something that we will continue, that we need to spark conversation on for the beginning of next year. But I know you guys have some cigars in the works. Bryant, you've been traveling to Esteli a little bit outside of just Honduras. What can you share with everyone listening about the future of Bocock beyond the beloved World Traveler collection?
We are looking to launch 3 new ligas. There would be the Corojo, the San Andres, full Nicaraguan, and a signature edition. So it's 3 new boxes coming up. We're still in the works. I don't know, Doug, if I can mention the name.
Giving you a side elbow. No, can't say that yet.
We can talk offline after.
So what we know is this, guys. What we know is this. We are going to launch the signature edition for TPE. So we wanted to do the San Andres Corojo with the 2 cocks fighting. I don't know if you remember that. That marketing work is fantastic. It's 2 boxes, San Andres Corojo. But we want to do something really good, and so we haven't necessarily found that right blend for those 2. So we're still working on it, but we feel like we've gotten the signature in place. Our father used to travel to Cuba back in the day. We have some heritage there from his travels. So he was a big smoker at some point, and we had him taste some. He's our 84-year-old dad. We had him taste a few, and man, he's just in love with these blends on this particular factory. And it's a very well-known factory, and you guys are going to be very proud of the fact that we were able to get some their blessing to have us make maybe about 500 to 1,000 boxes. We're not doing a whole lot, And as we promised Cigar Club, we're going to do that launch with you guys as well. So you guys will know exactly what's coming before it even comes out.
Yes.
We'll number those boxes. That's going to be a signature edition. The first name is with the A, but we're not going to say anything more than that. So, guys, it's going to be a fantastic blend. It's going to be Nicaraguan.
And the last name with a...
No.
We'll save that for later.
With another letter.
Maybe.
Wow, that's...
So we're excited.
That's,
G or J or...
Oh man, that's going to be fun! I can't wait to hear about that.
Sorry,
and the fact
we can't
that
disclose anything more, but we just don't know.
We love a good tease.
Listen,
Yeah.
you guys listening and watching, not only will you be one of the first to know, you will be one of the first to smoke it. So hang in there.
Absolutely.
We'll know soon.
Absolutely.
That's a lot. That's a lot in the works. That's a lot to be
3 blends
excited
at once. I mean, that's
for.
crazy.
Yeah,
You know,
but
like
we're
to
just
make
gonna
3
come
new
with-
ones. Like you launched with 3.
Yeah,
And now there's
doubling
3
it.
more coming.
Yeah.
We're doubling
Sure.
in size.
But we'll launch that first one in January, and then the next 2 probably for
Cool.
PCA. So we'll give ourselves about 6 months in between. And
Great.
again, the signature edition, we're just going to launch a certain amount, and we'll have those numbered, maybe about 1,000 boxes. We want it to be very exclusive. We're not a huge brand, as you know, and most of our bandwidth is in the South, and so. With you guys, Cigar Club has given us that exposure elsewhere where we've gotten calls like crazy about, hey, when can we get these at our local humidor? And we're trying to figure out how we're going to navigate
We love that.
from a commercial perspective. We don't want to overdo it, right? We have a finite
Certainly.
amount we can produce. Our factory, we don't want to overwhelm them, and so we're staying steady in that production. So, but especially when Cigar Clubs ask us for these big orders, we want to make sure we have enough for you guys over, certain other markets that we're not really ready to go into yet.
Well, that's going to be really,
That's
really
exciting.
I can't wait to find that out.
And that's the beauty of Cigar Club. Before you go on, it's that Cigar Club allows your customers to try things that they would actually never be able to try. Not because it's just because of the bandwidth that certain companies have. So it really it truly is amazing what you guys have done. I'm really impressed and really happy to be part of the Cigar Club for sure.
Yeah, well, we really appreciate
So
that.
we love
I don't
having
know
you.
if we have any bigger cheerleaders / fans than the Bocock brothers. So, I mean, I there's a lot of hard work that goes into these, and I mean, me and P were just talking earlier. We just shipped out a bunch of new Bocock to new subscribers that signed up this past month, and Bocock is always going to be in our rotation, especially
Absolutely.
when new people are joining our club and our Cigar Club family. You guys are family to us, and being able to share a blend with somebody that signs up and say, hey, this is an integral part of Cigar Club, smoke this cigar, is really exciting. I always love to end, as we kind of draw to the end of this podcast, with some questions that talk more about moments that you've experienced around cigars. So something I want to know is, and you could each have the same answer. You could have different answers. My guess is they'd be different, but I want to know about the most interesting or memorable moment that's happened for you around a cigar. Maybe it's someone that you had a cigar with or an event you were at, but talk about that. And because we all know cigars are a part of a lot of memorable moments in life. What does that look like for you?
Well, for me, I'll just say this. I mean, when you share a cigar, you're sharing 45 minutes to an hour and a half with somebody. You've already decided you're going to spend that time with that person. So the moment that you do that, that person as well has to commit to that time. And there's nothing more valuable than somebody's time. I know that for a fact. So to me, and I don't like to be cheesy with this answer, but I always bring cigars for any event. Just you never know.
Yep.
And I'm always asking people. It doesn't matter who it is. Hey, do you smoke, or do you? Or if they come by and I like the smell. Hey, do you want to share a cigar? And if I have time, I just absolutely love to just sit with somebody that I just do not even know and have them smoke our cigar. and just sit there and have that hour, 15-minute conversation with a perfect stranger who then becomes a really, really good friend, a fan, et cetera, right? Or they may just be blowing smoke up your ass and saying that they love you, and they don't. But that's part of it too. You go through life with that, and me knowing that they just in their head are thinking about, okay, what do I have to do in the next hour, and that they choose and decide to have that cigar with you. That right there to me. So it could have been a celebrity. It could have been, a good friend, a stranger, or even at an event that we're doing. For example, I got to give a shout out to Embajadores today. We're actually at their humidor here in Houston, Texas. They were kind enough to share their VIP room. This is a fantastic, one of our really good partners in here in Houston. So we'll sit here all day, work, and then have a cigar with people. That to me is very special. So I don't necessarily have one special moment, Dave, but to me every moment is quite special because they're choosing to spend that time with you.
We like to go to humidors, random humidors where they already have our product, of course, but go in there and just sit down on the couch and just shoot the shit with the customers. We do recommend them to pick up a Bocock Brothers, of course, but we just love to talk about it. It's just amazing. That's what we truly enjoy doing. So we go to humidors. We're at Embajadores right now. We've been here, prior to the call. We were downstairs with some folks, telling them all about our story, because they do love to hear that and understand where we come from, right? And so that's truly, like Doug said, that's the best part is sharing it with everyone. And then the passion that I see, looking at those Instagram posts that have come from you guys, from just people that tag us and say, I'm having one here in Aruba, I'm having one here in California, and just it's just I love it. And our best models for Instagram are people like you guys, are everyday smokers. We don't.
Nobody's ever told me that.
We don't.
We don't at all, and that's kind of the passion. Yeah,
it's got to be really special to spend all this time making a cigar, creating a brand, and then seeing someone you have no remote connection to at all, online, on vacation, at the golf course, with friends, smoking your cigar.
Enjoying
and it almost feels like, in a really deep sense, like you're a part of their moment.
Sure, absolutely.
Right?
Our names on the box, right? Our cigars on the box. We take absolute pride in this. This is our baby, and we want to be in front of folks. You can't be everywhere, but you try as much, and that's a battle, right? With how do you share your time? And I think that's one thing that I'm learning. I'm sure you guys are already there with how do you share your time, because you also have a family, but you also want to be with people and sharing those stories and those moments. I think we have to try to find the best balance, and by doing these podcasts, we get to a broader audience. That's why we absolutely enjoy doing this, because I want to be able to talk to each and every single one of the people that smoke our cigar and let them know, hey guys, you can always contact us. You can always give us your feedback, post on Instagram, and we will be there to respond. Brian handles all the marketing and Instagram media, and he's pretty good about responding effortlessly with customers and clients and everybody else. So
amazing. And the Instagram handle is at Bocock Brothers, correct? Or at Bocock Brothers Cigars?
At Bocock Bros Cigars.
At Bocock Bros Cigars. We'll drop it right here, Ramsey.
Right below.
We'll put it right here at Bocock Bros Cigars. Ta-da! Pew, I know you love bringing in the final zinger. You got anything? Anything for the brothers?
I haven't been able to ask this question in a while since you took all the fun at TPE. So anyone listening knows what I'm about to ask, but I live with this mantra of always be learning, right? So there's always something that I'm trying to pursue that's challenging or new or different. Is there anything within either cigars or just personal life that either of you are working on that's, whether you're perfecting it or jumping in brand new?
I wish you guys would have prepped us for these questions.
I got to keep it on the fly.
They're deep.
Hell no. I want the honest truth.
For me on a personal side, I think I may have alluded and mentioned a little bit about the time. factor. My wife's pregnant with our first born.
Congratulations.
With our first baby.
Oh man, congratulations.
Thank you. The legacy, we're doing this as a legacy. We want our children and our children's children. We see the Plasencia family and how what they've built and how great of a family they are and what they do. I mean, their tentacles spread throughout the industry everywhere you go. We want to follow that sort of same family type of business, and we want to do that. I think that's the biggest challenge. We're trying to get a cousin down there to get more involved with the operation at Origin, and just trying to build this as a family organization without losing that cultural touch that we have. Right? We're Honduran. We're Honduran American from Houston, and we want to make sure that sort of cultural aspect is intact throughout everything that we do. Right? Venturing into Venezuela was a little scary into Nicaragua. It's a little scary for us at first.
That would definitely be scary.
I was thinking petroleum.
I'm like, you'd also be pretty disappointed with the lack of tobacco, probably.
But we even said, hey, why don't we add a little touch, even if it's full Nicaragua? Why don't we have a little Honduran in there? That way we can keep it.
Yeah,
so those are the things that we're playing with right now. We want to keep it with our entity. We don't want to lose that. We don't want to lose the taste profiles. Sure. And as you expand and all that, it becomes a little more difficult to keep all that control. That's, to me, the biggest challenge. It's something that we have to learn to do going forward. And we ask the right questions to the right people that have done it. And we take guidance from everybody. So that would be it from my end, David. But that's a great question, man. I appreciate you asking it.
Thank you.
I don't know if Brian it can go in that deep.
I even forgot what the question was, to be honest.
He just mentally blocked. He mentally blocked it out.
He heard it. He goes, "Oh God."
But I think he answered for me. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. No, that's so true. I'm actually very excited about this limited edition release coming out early next year. I can't wait to talk to you guys more about that. Plan on getting that in boxes and shooting videos and photos all about that cigar and sharing that with our family from you guys who are also family here at Cigar Club. But man, we just appreciate you guys being on this and following that passion of yours to do something that maybe is a little more unorthodox or exhausting and doesn't just happen overnight. But because you did that, so many people enjoy your cigars. So many people at Cigar Club get to enjoy your cigars and hear your story. And I think, a lot of times as consumers, you sit back and go, man, it'd be so awesome just to own a cigar brand. And I would just travel all around and smoke cigars all the time. But there's a lot of hard work and stuff behind the curtain that it really is only cut out for the people that are truly passionate and committed to creating something like this and telling a story and helping a community and sharing part of your family and heritage. So I say all of that as just a thank you for being on, for sharing those stories and that insight. I know it's going to mean a lot to the people here at Cigar Club.
Thank you. I spend half the year down in Honduras, so it's not something that I just we just place an order, place a phone call. Sure, that's done. But you have to be down at the factory if you want success. Mm-hmm. You have to go, shake everybody's hand who's rolling your cigars. Thank the ladies that are doing the bands, that are putting them on together. All those factors. I mean, every sticker, every box, everything. It's a lot of jobs, a lot of people that depend on it, and we're just really happy that the more people buy our product, the more you're helping Honduras, the country. Everything is shifting Nicaragua, but Honduras has some fantastic tobacco, and don't forget about that.
Absolutely.
Most of your humidors are probably Nicaraguan, Dominican, but believe me, the Honduran, you have that sweetness, that peppery, that delicious aroma and taste that only Honduras can give you.
Yeah,
absolutely. I've always said Honduran tobacco has the best footnote out of anything else. You can just instantly pick it up, and it always attracts people to be like, "Oh, that smells really good," even if they don't smoke cigars or normally like the smell of cigars or tobacco. As soon as you light up a cigar that's got some Honduran tobacco in it, you can tell.
Man, Well, awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We're going to put, for those of you listening, if you're watching on YouTube, you can check out the description to click through to the Bocock Brothers website, their Instagram. All that info is in there. If you're listening on Apple Music, Spotify, or Google Podcast, it's in the show notes. Check it out. Make sure you follow along with Doug and Bryant on this amazing cigar adventure. Until next week, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for being a part of what we do here at Cigar Club. We will see you same time, same place, Tuesdays at 9 a.m. on the Cigar Club podcast. Happy smoking. Talk to you all soon.